This is Valley News Live at 5.
Hello again, everyone. Another nice day from a weather standpoint, but that melting is going to be coming to an end in the not too distant future. Let's get the latest from our chief meteorologist, Hutch Johnson. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Mike. Good evening, everyone. Here's the very latest on our storm system that we've been following since last week. First alert weather days for Wednesday and Thursday. And folks, this is a dynamic system. It's going to bring rain for some, thunder, and a pretty good chance of seeing some tornadoes in southern Minnesota. So there's going to be some wind, snow, and cold on the way as well. And the timing is still in that time frame of Wednesday late into Thursday morning. November the 16th, 1931 was the last time, or the latest in the year, that Minnesota has had a tornado. That was near Maple Plain, just off to the east of the Twin Cities area. Why do I say that? Because there is a pretty decent chance of seeing a few tornadoes. Southern Minnesota, south of the Twin Cities. Thunder chances very close to our area as we go through your day late tomorrow. Here's how it looks as we get started with this model. It shows showers and thunder. Notice this is Otter Tail County and Grant County. You have a chance at hearing some rumbles of thunder. A mixed concoction. Rain over snow makes slush. Northwest winds are cold. Freezing temperatures move over, and we're going to have icy roads, snow and blowing snow. And the conditions will be at their worst between about 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. And then by sunrise, most of us will see the snow out of here with the wind continuing and dangerous cold making its way in with wind chills that'll be pretty nasty. For tonight, this storm system still way out in the central Rockies for us. Woo! 54 degrees in Hettinger, 37 in Fargo, 36 in Thief River Falls, and a gorgeous setting sun in Devil's Lake. Thanks to our friends at Home of Economy for providing that view. Mid-30s tonight. It is breezy and gusty out there. Changes tomorrow. Hour by hour details, Mike, here in just a couple of moments on First Alert Weather Days. Again, Wednesday into Thursday morning. Most of our impacts will be in the overnight hours.
We'll be paying attention. Thanks. New information this afternoon about the man seriously injured after being hit by a car. Police are asking for your help in identifying the man. The incident happened at 25th Street and 13th Avenue South early last night. Police say the adult male pedestrian was hit by a car driven by 18-year-old Nathaniel Solomon. Investigators say Solomon was going through the intersection on a green light when he hit the man crossing the street. He pulled over immediately to wait for police. Investigators today released this photo of a tattoo. It belongs to the victim, who is between 30 and 45 years old, white or a Native American, stands 5 feet 10 to 6 feet 2 inches tall, and weighs between 200 and 240 pounds. Call 701-328-9921 if you have any information. We're learning more information about the crash that led to a DUI charge for Mapleton's fire chief. Authorities say last month, Kayla Cross was crossing Cheyenne Street onto the I-94 entrance ramp. They say a man in another vehicle had a cut on his forehead and was bleeding profusely when officers arrived on scene. Cross admitted to drinking before the crash. However, she refused to take a breathalyzer. She was cited, released to a sober friend, and has since pleaded not guilty. A high-risk sex offender is on the run in the metro area. Fargo police saying Christopher Morrison left Center Inc. along 15th Street North around 9 o'clock last night. Authorities say he's on federal probation and has active warrants for his arrest out of Morton County. That's in central North Dakota. He's Native American, 5 feet 11, and weighs about 210 pounds. If you see him, authorities advise you to call 911. Meanwhile, police in Moorhead need your help finding the person responsible for a burglary at a fast food restaurant. These surveillance photos of the person were released this morning. Authorities say it happened last Wednesday around 5:30 in the morning at the KFC located along 8th Street and Main Avenue. Authorities say the burglar got in through a window and took cash. If you have any information, call police at the number on your screen, 218-299-5120. West Fargo school officials are trying to calm concerns over recent threats aimed at schools within the district. A note to parents cites research from the National Center for Education saying trends for violent crime in schools have been declining for 4 decades. The district is adding information that says millions of dollars have been invested on systems and resources in the district to help make campuses safer, like radios for staff members to communicate, a lobby guard, and panic buttons placed throughout the school. To see the district's full statement, head to this story. It's located on our website at valleynewslive.com. A Minnesota school superintendent is facing criminal charges after being accused of being on camera inside another school over 100 miles away in the early morning hours. 39-year-old Ryan Barron, superintendent of Ulen-Hitterdal Public Schools, is charged with trespassing on school property. Court documents say that when officers interviewed Barron, he admitted to have entered the Tri-County school unlawfully. Valley News Live reached out to Barron and school district leaders, but have received no response. The parents of the Oxford High School shooting suspect were in court today. James and Jennifer Crumley are each charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the shooting. Prosecutors say they gifted their son the gun that he used to kill 4 classmates on November 30th. Officials say the couple contributed to the tragedy by providing the gun to their son and for ignoring signs that he was planning the shooting. Today marks 9 years since the tragedy at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut. It was December 4th, 2012, that 20 children and 6 educators were killed at that school. Connecticut flags have been flying at half-staff today to honor and remember those who lost their lives. Meanwhile, the president commented on the somber occasion.
May God bless all those innocent lives in Newtown and all across the country, and all of you who have been the victims of gun violence and your families have suffered from it.
Some survivors are continuing to pressure the U.S. Supreme Court to help enact changes aimed at preventing similar violence in the future. After the shooting, a new school was built. A Brooklyn Center police officer says Kim Potter had been fully trained in their department's policies on the proper use of force, including stun guns. That's according to the Brooklyn Center police commander who testified today. He also says that she should have been familiar with the policies even as they evolved during her 26-year career, and that she repeatedly signed documents acknowledging the rules. Potter is on trial for shooting and killing Dante Wright with her handgun when she said she meant to use her taser. A sentencing date has been set for the 3 men convicted for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. Gregory and Travis McMichael, along with William Roddy Bryan, will be sentenced on January 7th. The 3 face a minimum of life in prison. Whether they receive the possibility of parole will be up to the judge. Arbery was shot and killed in February of 2020 while he was jogging. The defense argued that it was a citizen's arrest that turned deadly. Former football legend O.J. Simpson is a completely free man now after being granted early parole discharge in the state of Nevada. Simpson had been on parole since October of 2017 and was originally sentenced to stay on parole until February of next year. He served 9 years in state prison for his conviction on 12 counts in a 2007 robbery case in Las Vegas. Pfizer says its experimental COVID-19 pill cuts the risk of hospitalization or death by 89%. Those updated results came from a study where the pills were given to nearly 700 unvaccinated people within 3 days of symptom onset. 5 of them had to be hospitalized. None died. Among a similarly sized group that received a placebo, 44 were hospitalized and 9 died. The company has asked the Food and Drug Administration for emergency use authorization for its pill, but the FDA has not yet set a date to discuss it. Meanwhile, researchers are getting a better idea of how effective vaccines are against the Omicron variant. A new study found that 2 doses of Pfizer's vaccine appear to have given 70% protection against hospitalization in South Africa in recent weeks. The study was based on more than 211,000 positive COVID-19 test results from mid-November to early December. Around 78,000 of those were attributed to Omicron. Stick around. Right after the weather, some of North Dakota's snowplows now have names, and I'll tell you what they are for the Fargo and Grand Forks districts.
But next, take a look to the sky. It is gorgeous tonight, thanks to our friends at Home of Economy for providing that time lapse. And we have some changes in our skies that will begin to bring chances of snow, wind, cold, and thunder and tornadoes. It's possible. Your forecast is next.